comes from the Latin, Bobal, meaning in the shape of a bull's head.
Woo, 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 woo. I don't know why I did that because that's definitely not the
Honestly,
Great
that's
White
where
North.
you got to hit the theme music.
Which
A.
ones?
Isn't A our theme music?
I don't know if
Really nice.
All right, so hey guys, we are live, and guess what? There is no Josh tonight. He bailed on us last minute. Said something about tired of drinking and a beer in front of us, and a game that he wanted to play. So hey, we will figure out what's going on without him. We normally can. We just like to amuse him and keep him here. Hopefully we don't have the frame rate issue that we did last time, because if we do, Josh isn't here telling us how to fix it.
I got one question for everybody, and it's very simple. What are you drinking now?
Yeah. I've been like...
Sounds good. Felt about as good as it sounded. It's a good joke around here.
So that's the Allagash White. I don't drink that a lot. But something about this time of year makes me want to drink a wit beer.
I feel like I am getting the exact... that's about what I pictured with what I just opened up. Which is, by the way, Sycamore Lawn Darts, an India Pale Lager. Pale Lager, great. India Pale Lager, cool category. It was kind of overlooked for a few years. Definitely love seeing it out there. Everybody knows I'm a hophead, and I like the crafting of a lager, so that's really fun. Everybody, you might say, why not just get like a Pilsner, a hoppy Pilsner? Well, why not just have an India Pale Lager? I love the lawn darts, too. They have, like, kids on the label playing with them. Looks really good.
Hey,
Get
sorry
some
for that
notification.
I was just trying to see if we can increase our... There it goes. Yeah. That was
You got the bandwidth up?
Yep.
You switched to the right signal?
Oh, then we went down to 0, so I got to switch back.
Oh. He's having technical...
No, I was just playing around just because Josh told me last week that's what he did.
And then he says that, and then
he's
where
not here.
is he?
Yeah. So we'll get it back right here. Oh, wow. Yeah, that just jumped us up.
That's good. You got it back on track? No, it says the stream cut off.
Yeah, but here it comes back.
So, well, it looks like we're back on. So that's great.
Yeah, it was only a little glitch. Just a little glitch.
It's kind of like glitchy. The nature of the biz, I guess.
Yeah, so we got it. Clinton Xavier says, Facebook went down faster than my ex-girlfriend's today. Hey, Clinton.
Hey, Clint. It's good to have you on the show. I think he's signing in from Columbus, Ohio.
Yeah, I like that.
He's got a comedy set tonight he's ripping. If anybody's over in Short North, Victorian Village, check out Clint tonight.
Oh, is that your buddy?
Yeah, he's
cool.
doing a little open mic work. It'd be good to raise a couple of bucks.
Lisa says flip-flop. Wow, that just went away.
That's cool.
Oh, there it is. Flip-flop, you are cutting out.
Oh, we fixed it, Lisa. Thank you, though.
Alexa says, I'm drinking the Allagash White, too.
Cool.
Good things come to whoever's drinking Allagash White.
Anything else from the friendos? It's just really great to see everyone here.
Shrunken Head. Clinton said
Shrunken Head, yeah. I used to call it Vicky's back in the day. I lived like 4 doors down. He lived above me. It was the most debaucherous apartment you've ever seen. Look, the building had a hole in the roof. I was right on Neal Avenue. We had a 9-step concrete walkway up like the little front yard. I've seen many of people fall down and up that stairway. And just a shout out to the Lemonade Frisbee League for all those Columbus, Ohio listeners. Anyways, we'll move on.
Yeah. So,
I saw you have a wine. I brought a beer for you.
Yeah, cool. We did
Josh left us nothing. However,
our friend Jess.
Yes,
we
that's
can always
right.
count on Jess. She brought us some goodies.
Oh, that's great. Well, actually, Rob, it's funny you mentioned it. I wanted to talk about some of the finer points of what makes an India Pale lager, the India Pale Lager versus
Yeah, you do
like
that.
the India Pale Ale. Because over here I have the India Pale Ale, as you see it, just a mid-range caramelized body there. It shows
Josh,
notes
we-
of just a nice
go ahead and
long
do that.
malt roast. Whereas, maybe in the pale lager, you're not going to see that roast for quite, as long as the roast of that ale. And also, the aging, it does take a little longer for a lager to develop in the brewing process, as the yeast is a bottom fermented yeast that yields a longer process in the lagering. So often puts off fewer ketone flavors in there in the process, and phenols that people appreciate. Sometimes a little cleaner taste, crisper, if you will. Also, the hop profile here to mimic that of the popularized IPA is done here just in that same format. And so we just call them IPLs. Rob, what is that racket? What are you doing over there? I'm trying to talk serious business.
Hey, Josh. Nick.
Oh,
Glad
sorry.
to have you.
You know what? Without him here, I just kind of... Did I do it? I went on a...
That one got some serious nose on it.
You know what? Pass over some of this charcuterie so I can stop ranting like...
Whoa.
Well, like the invisible host.
That one's got some serious...
Smells all right. So what, like 4 or 5? How many did you take?
I just had one of each so far.
Oh, I might be going deep here, huh?
I'm just trying to get it open and
Did
ready
you
for
get some bagel chips?
Not yet.
I heard a rumor that the office is going to be serving bagels on
Nope,
Sunday
no
morning.
bagels ever.
Controversy.
Clinton's
got
got to go. He says, love you, see you, buddy. He's got to go.
That's awesome, Clint. Have a great night on the stage. Good luck.
Hey, give me some of that okra.
I tell you what, guys, if we ever had a chance to have Mr. Xavier Nerschel on this show, and he makes Timothy Leary look like Helen Keller.
Helen Keller. But would you be able to see him? Or would he be able to see you?
That's actually a very good question. I'm going to leave that out. It may involve disabilities.
Oh, yeah.
I didn't know if you were reaching for the hot pepper jelly.
Hot pepper jelly.
I'll open this one. You open that one. Get a nice pop for the crowd at home. Something like, I tell you what, here, let's hear from Pickled Okra. Oh, yeah. It did not pop. I think Josh already popped the top on this.
Yeah, Josh is a sucker for pickled
He
okra.
does that. He stole my thunder there. These are nice shorties, Rob. These are going to go good. Now, coming off of Fest beer season, that's part of what drove me into the India Pale Lager tonight. Also, though, for those wondering, does On Tap still have a Fest beer badge available? They do. I do suggest tapping into a Fest beer tonight. I'm going to leave the pickled Wickles.
Badge.
If you asked, it's Wickles Pickled Okra tonight. Not too
Red
familiar.
pepper jelly?
Red pepper jelly. Oh, that sounds better than the leftover tacos. Well, amidst all this chaos, which is
Mr. Walburn says Helen Keller is deaf and blind. Or blind and deaf.
I'm pretty sure my friend Clint is too. Is it? Do I get sad for that?
Oh, that is some nice pepper jelly.
Yeah. Anyways.
Your buddy Clint says he has the prettiest face for radio. You know what? I think we need some more pepper jelly on that.
Thanks. Wait, he says he leaves the room just to find out what I'll say about him. And see, this is why he's such a good guy. Oh, man, I'm really stuck. Actually, anytime you get to talk to your old people, I had a beer on, we call it conference call. I had a beer. He called me.
He said, I'm sorry, I can't see or hear what you said.
That's fine. It might be for the best.
All right. Man, that's some good stuff. Josh, it sucks to be you for missing this.
Oh, man. Hey, Wickles, nice job on those. They kind of got a
Red
sweetness.
pepper jelly. I'm ready to drink some beer.
Somebody has a sweet tooth between the Wickles and the red pepper jelly.
You got some beer there, you said? Mm-hmm. I mean, we've only got like one beer and one bottle of wine each. not each, between us. But we don't have to share it with Josh tonight, thankfully.
Well, I know Josh is on a cleanse, but I'm not.
Neither am I.
So I went ahead and grabbed the Wicked Weed, Dr. Dank, Citrus Passion Fruit Haze, Double Hazy India Pale Ale with tangerine and passion fruit. It's a mouthful, Rob, especially after that pepperoni there. This is a pint-sized can, alcohol by volume, 8.7, $3.50 price tag. Everything about this can looks really cool. It's kind of resembles the old Dr. Dank, like the original, but all this like fruit and floral play.
I was going to say, didn't they just change that?
Well,
it used to be Dr. Dank.
It was just Dr. Dank as one of their flagships. But the fruit, the citrus passion fruit haze here, I think is what we're looking at as being something. Dr. Dank was always like fresh hopped. Mm-hmm. Part of how it had that.
Some red pepper jelly?
Yeah, for sure, man.
Because if not, I'm gonna get into that thing.
Rob, there's a spoon to put the jelly on the plate, not in your mouth.
No, I just put it on the cracker. That never went close to my mouth.
I believe him. I don't know if you guys had a good view.
I've got video evidence.
We'll go back and check the replay.
Okay. So let's get into that.
You got me distracted with this pepper jelly thing. I really feel like if I don't tell people what I think of this, they're going to be disappointed. But I'm going to give a good pour here and just kind of really celebrate this beer. It's definitely a hazy, golden yellow, very, very yellow straw-like color. You could say it's got a decent foam to it.
Let me put those back.
Fun bubbles. It says hazy. It's got an opulence to it. It's got some shine through, but it's definitely also got a little bit of opacity, if you would.
Yeah.
You are going to split that beer with me right now. I just have to check on you sometimes. I never know about this guy. He'll just pour the whole thing. Here.
I got way less than you.
No, as long as you lower your glass. We're trying to raise our glass.
Here, I think. Yeah.
Hey, there we go. Pour me back up. There's several things I'm liking about the look of this already. It definitely looks like it'd be a spring-ready beer, but everybody down here knows that fall is our second spring here.
So this is Wicked Weed. This is one of our guys from out west of in the state.
Good Lord.
The Appalachian region of, that place. The
That is refreshing.
Wicked Weed, you may have heard from them. They're a little brewery. Oh, excuse me. They just started making beer like a year or two ago, right? Mm-hmm. So Citrus Passion Fruit Haze. This is new. That's Dr. Dank used to be the flagship, and then the Citrus Passion Fruit Haze is a variation. So it's tangerine and passion fruit. Double hazy India. All right, excellent. Let me...
Hot pepper jelly, not bad at all.
Oh, yeah, I dig that.
Great push.
Just thank you. You outdid yourself.
Nothing
again.
funny about that one. Peggy Rose is just straight up and down hot pepper jelly. Which everybody knows that I'm a fan of spicy food. I'm kind of curious, Rob. I like spicy food with IPAs. It gives me like this whole feel and sting on my palate.
Kind of opens your palate up a little bit.
You enjoy that? I mean,
Yeah.
I know it can be challenging for some folks, but that's just, for me, that's personally fun. I'll sit there with Pace Picante Hot, which is hard to come by these days.
I mean, it definitely gets all the flavors coming through. Because I am getting that tangerine passion fruit.
Yeah, that's fun. The fruit really makes that.
It knocks out the hop some for me.
Yeah, it really blends well. That's very refreshing flavor. I'm digging the artwork. The can actually very much. I talk about this sometimes when a can nails it, and I'm not. There's no disappointment. I feel like I knew what I was getting just by like reading and looking at this label, and that's definitely how I feel about this. Wicked Weed. Are they sellouts, or are they still making the fine quality that built
I don't
them?
think they are. Sure, they took the big money, but you know what they did with it? They turned it into a new brewery where they were able to actually do what AB Beverage AB InBev want them to do as far as volume,
Yeah.
but at the same time, they're still able to do quality or keep the quality. Mm-hmm. In fact, they kept all of their employees.
Which that right there answers my next question to some degree, which is basically have they kept that local presence? That they're leaders in that beer culture in Asheville, that whole brewery movement.
Yep.
And so, I wonder, even people who go visit the Asheville thing, is it still cool to see Wicked Weed? Are they still hip and fun, or is it just kind of cliche now?
I think overall in the Asheville area, it might be Wicked Weed might be one of those cliche places to go to now if you're local, because all the beer tourists are going to go there. Mm-hmm. But the locals are going to go to the small places in the area. Your Sycamores, your other Asheville, which Asheville has as many, if not more, probably well, I don't know about considerably more, but close to as many breweries as Wilmington does.
Could you imagine if Wicked Weed would be like as recognizable?
Damn, Nick's phone's.
I'm getting blown up by a friend who lived in Asheville, actually. So that's kind of funny. I'll see if I can just. Sorry, I'm flashing everybody. I could answer this and just put it up on the. There might be an answer to our question. Mr. Leffler.
Mr. Hard.
Are you calling on behalf of the Asheville Beer Network? Because you are live on air at this point. I should tell you, we're Facebook Live with What Are You Drinking Now, and you called in during the show after I had asked a question that, do you tell me, is Wicked Weed still a relevant brewery in the Asheville local brew scene?
That's a great question. Honestly, the last time I saw Wicked Weed was in Cherokee, North Carolina in June at the casino. They have a Wicked Weed brew house.
There's a Wicked Weed brew house at Cherokee Casino.
There's a Wicked Weed outpost.
I would say that's relevant. That's this June.
The question, is it relevant in the Asheville brew scene?
That's a good. Yeah, there we go. Refocus.
Yeah, I'd say because it is there, it is less relevant in the Asheville brew scene.
So the statewide national prevalence has maybe diminished some from the local scene.
I'd say the AB InBev distribution.
There you have it. Dave Leffler, man.
And that was one of the things that I had posited was that.
I know the guys who started Wicked Weed. I was at his wedding. Married a Swanee friend of mine and divorced her.
Yeah, so old Swanee grads, huh? Awesome.
One of the things I'd posited was that
Catawba next door is Swanee people. Wicked Weed was married with some Swanee money, funded it, and then he dicked her over. Unless you're listening, Walt, you did great by yourself, and I'm very proud of you.
That's awesome.
unless you're listening.
I'm anxious to see if we get a sign-in from Walt or any of them. That's really cool. Dave, anything going on in the Atlanta brew scene that we all need to know about?
Sure. The best thing going is Red's Beer Garden down in Benteen Park. And that's just, they do like a trivia night, and they host an adult spelling bee, which is a lot of fun.
That's fabulous.
And we'll host brews from all around. One cool thing in East Atlanta Village, there's the first all African-American owned brewery, and crafted and flavor profile. It's good.
Oh, nice.
Can't think of the name off the top of my head.
I heard
we'll have to research it. Our comments usually fill in some good details
I
there.
heard Swanee's got some up and coming brew pubs.
Oh shoot!
I don't know if he heard me.
He's taking it back to Swanee, asking if they got up and coming brew pub
Around Atlanta.
Not Swanee, Tennessee.
Yeah.
No, around Atlanta.
Yeah.
Shenanigans hosts beers from local and beyond, but there's
Something
always
about a
some
fire department.
Oh, there we go.
Picked up somewhere.
Cool. That's awesome news, Dave. I'm really stoked to hear you. I got to touch back with you maybe when we finish up the show, but your segment here has filled the gap for sure. Got some great beer knowledge for us.
Air.
Yeah, dude.
Translates well.
I hope it does. Our fans probably love it.
I love your fans. They are the best.
Dude, the
They're
friendos.
the fucking coolest people. Men, women, everything in between. I love it.
Hey, let's just hope they're doing well tonight. Dave, thank you so much for coming on the show. I have one question.
Okay.
What are you drinking now?
Delirium Tremens.
Yes, we love them in the shop. That's great stuff.
Hey, have
The
Nick
pink
have
elephant.
Nick tell you about his friend from Delirium.
I got a free shirt. Can we just leave it at that? Dave, thanks a bunch, man. Enjoy the Delirium.
Love you guys. Love your show. First time caller, long time listener.
Awesome.
All right, take care.
That was great.
Yeah, that was good timing.
Dave is authentic West Side Asheville. Like worked at the Rainbow. Like man, that guy knows Asheville up and down.
You dial up, Asheville, and it's like you summon the demon.
Hey,
the
dude,
devil.
have you guys ever seen that shirt? I think I wore it on the show. Largest. It's called like AVL. Largest food park. It's like there's
sorry.
there's this great bar and it's just down
No,
by this
I'm not.
river. All the bar has is just like this little shack and it's open on four sides, like a concession stand at a little league park or something.
Like a tiki bar.
There's
on
a
a
giant
four
bonfire and then this huge parking lot where all the food trucks in town come and park and they'll have like 10, 12, 13 food trucks just lined up. Asheville Food Park. Yeah, it's great stuff.
Awesome.
Thanks, Dave. Thanks again. We'll get back on track.
So yeah, talk about this beer, man.
So just compare it to my double IPA, which is very caramel. This is very light colored, very true to lager. In that, I'm noticing a little touch of haze, but nothing too crazy.
For me, I remember the so Dr. Dank used to be one of those that was just bam, bam, in your face, big
It's
hoppy,
like whole cone
profile.
hop,
Yeah.
even like leaf cone. Yeah,
This takes that fruit that they've added to it, takes it and knocks that hop profile down, so it's not as bitter and it's not as just like
that's right.
you don't have to be a hop head to enjoy it now.
Absolutely. I think it makes it brings the hop a little more accessible to just. I'm going to get in trouble if I say it. The common palate.
Yeah.
I don't mean the commoner's palate. I just mean those things we all share.
No, I dig that, man. That's a good beer presentation from them.
Yeah, I like it. I actually have another one on ice just because I had a feeling I might like it tonight. So Sycamore out of Charlotte, really well done.
You're doing the
with
lawn
that.
darts over there, right?
Yeah, lawn darts. I was a little surprised, just with the lawn darts IPL, just that it had a very soft feel. The Wicked Weed, how does it range on like the hop compared to like an IPL? That's what I'm interested to see right now.
So they don't put the IBU on the can, so. But this is an 8.7 ABV.
That's what I was really looking for. That thing hits. Actually, wow. The fruitiness of that whole play, and then there's just something there. I like both these. I like both these beers.
Cool. You know what? I got a little bit more, and then we're gonna like some wine, I think.
Yeah. Any final words on the IPL, Rob?
IPA.
Sorry. Yeah, IPA.
If they took the base Dr. Dank away and this is their new base, I don't think it's a detriment. I think that's just going to help the line.
You say just get rid of Dr. Dank and go with the fruity one.
I don't know, I don't know if they did that because I do remember the last time that the Wicked Weed rep was here. He said that they were retooling a few of their like flagship lines.
Wow. And it's funny, after I heard that, I noticed that Dr. Dank wasn't in the lineup with some other.
I mean, there used to be, what was the lieutenant? Well, there was Lieutenant Dank.
Yeah, Lieutenant Dank. So maybe that's what we're seeing here is the little shift.
The lieutenant grew up.
They doctored it. Did he say they were
a doctor?
That's what we're really missing here is the Lieutenant Dank puns.
Yeah. He went back to school after he got home from the war.
It's good stuff. Just wanted to work on that shrimp boat with.
He made sure he kept his legs. Oh God, I'm trying to.
How's that going? It sounds like a lot of trying. These are trying times. Rob's really reaching.
You might actually get more tonight, Nick.
A simple glass of wine is all right with me. Whoa.
Well, we have to split
We did discuss this the other day, didn't we?
Josh's portion.
The office wine glass, it's a large size globe. I think it's a 12-ounce total capacity. And so a standard pour
Is actually less than what we pour here.
looks like I only filled your glass halfway. And it actually looks even worse because the largest part of the glass is the bell down on the bottom. Or the globe, I'm sorry. And then it tapers up from there with the tulip glass. And so we all have that customer who's a little more eager to have wine than everybody else. And they kind of give us that look like, well, you only filled it up there.
Well, let me tell you. So I made these glasses, designed them. That line on the bottom is 1 ounce more than you're going to get in any restaurant.
Yeah, so
That's
it's
a
a
6 ounce pour.
Okay. And I think the state calls a 5.5 ounce glass. Basically, that's what they use statistically to set up what is one serving in terms of alcohol portions. Of course, we all know different percentages with beverages can. But yeah, so Rob, turns out you are generous, huh?
Don't let it get out. I don't want to ruin my reputation, my evil, maniacal reputation.
Speaking of generous, how about those portions of crab?
Whew. Oh yeah. So we went on a crab venture last night. It was the first Sunday that Josh, Nick, myself were off, and then Kimber got off work.
We even
early.
had a fourth wheel on that car, which turned out to be good fortune.
Yeah, it was entertainment. And we all went down to one of the crab joints in Myrtle Beach.
One with it has, if I'm correct in saying this, a
big,
giant
giant
crab
Yeah.
placed on top of the building.
Yeah, yeah. And
Next
then,
to a ceramic shark. And I believe that was a waterfall with a lazy river.
yeah, but you couldn't get on the boat or get in the lazy river. There was a sign that specifically said,
Do not.
get in the lazy river. And then, of course, we had the picture lady as soon as we got out of the car.
Apparently, Rob doesn't know me well enough to want his picture taken. He'll
No,
shoot a weekly video with me.
I believe my response to her was, as I was 5 to 10 feet ahead of everybody else, was, I don't even like these people. Why would I want to take a picture with them? Which
that's actually a fair point.
Which immediately stopped her in her tracks.
And just
allowed me
laughed, pointed and laughed at the rest of us.
Allowed me entry into the building, and without having to get my picture taken. But yeah, it was an entertaining thing. I think we made out on the price versus crab.
I'm going to preface that with that's not easy to do.
No, I think I think they lost money on us there, and it was fun. It was good fun.
I felt like I still, I was a little jealous when I saw one of our guests order food at the hibachi grill.
Yeah.
Come back
to the table with
come
dessert.
back with a dessert tray, eat the entire dessert tray, and we asked about the hibachi, and they said, no, that'd be ready in 2 minutes. Came back with a hibachi tray, ate that, went back for another trip to the chocolate fountain.
to more dessert, yeah.
That was impressive. Just whomever.
Yeah.
And I'm just glad to say I work with these people. Enough
right.
about the food. Let's
So
get on with
into
some
our wine
wine
tonight.
Yeah.
So tonight we are doing from Spain a little red called Caprasia. That's the winery. We're doing a 100% Bobal, Bobal. It's a Crianza which Crianza is
Aged in
aged,
Spanish.
and then Amphora. So it's aged in Amphora. Again, if you remember me talking about the Georgia wines, the big clay Amphora, they weren't the only countries or region to do that. Spain, when they were old,
Well,
like
in some
old
parts of
world
Spain,
BC,
trees are not as common.
they use clay Amphora.
But
the
great
Greeks,
ceramics.
the Greeks were known for shipping in clay
Mm-hmm.
Amphora. You can still find
Them on the bottom
Them on the
of
bottom of
the
the Mediterranean
Mediterranean,
Sea, yeah.
somewhere near Santorini, yes.
so clay amphora has been used for centuries, and they're still using it today, much to my enjoyment, because I like wines. There's just something about the flavor profile when a wine comes out of that's aged in clay amphora.
Interestingly enough, Rob, the name pronounced Bobal.
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 Okay.
Okay, Bobal, if you will. Comes from the Latin, meaning bovale. Bovale in the shape of a bull's head.
Bull's head.
Yeah, which
Okay.
kind of, I was thinking this whole Caprasia, Capricorn goat thing, but
Well, and on the back of the bottle, they do give a little rundown on that. With the goat is because Caprasia means something along the lines of goat. Is that correct?
yeah, there is, yeah.
All right. So
Capricorn,
says in the 5th century BC, the Iberians treaded grapes in 2 basins carved into the rock for subsequent fermentation in terracotta amphora, located in the ancient site of Las Pillas, Pillas, Pillilas,
Paellas.
Pillas.
Not like the dish, but
The territory they called Caprasia, the land of the goats. The wine was then transported on the river Cabriel to the coast, where the Phoenicians shipped the precious nectar to the most flourishing cities of the Mediterranean.
there you go. And so it does say Valencia on the targeting here, and that goes with what Rob was saying. So this goes back to the old original settlements of the maybe the bauxite and copper mines. Also, there were some strategic iron mines. They think some of the best steel that kind of began the whole European movement came from that area, northeast Spain. Those ports
Steel
on the
back
Mediterranean.
in that area?
Well, the ingredients to get there, yeah. And so iron mines, bauxite and stuff. Anyways, tin, I think, goes into the whole picture as well in the early bronze.
Get in on that nose there, Nick, because I think you're going to enjoy that.
Yeah. So anyways, the point being, this stuff's older than just Spain itself. This is part of a whole Mediterranean history, and hence the amphora that Rob mentioned as being a sort of ancient way of making wine.
So this wine on the nose, very, very sweet, ripe blackberries on the nose for me, but there's also a little bit of a cedar box just right there, kind of drying it out on the nose.
Classic Spanish there, yeah.
What I'm looking for, if it's classic Spanish to me, when I get in there, I'm going to get big tannins. My nose is leading me away from that. I'm hoping to be surprised because I think I'm going to be.
Yeah, I feel like the structure of the grape is giving me some tannins. However, I feel like that amphora has tempered them, and I'm not getting that treatment that the oak barrel would. Or barrique, or styles that are common there. Also,
There are big tannins in that wine.
There's
also a
it's a notoriously dark-skinned and somewhat thick-skinned grape, so that would add to that tannic structure.
Yeah. Also getting
Very high in resveratrol, incidentally, which is kind of like your Sangiovese or some of your other
I'm getting a
heart-healthy wines.
licorice cassis.
Yeah, you were talking about cassis the other day. I believe you and Josh during a wine tasting that we had brought up this flavor. Expand on cassis a little bit.
So cassis is going to be, your basis for your black licorice. It's going to be, I can't describe it much different than, a black licorice. It just if you've had that, you've had.
I definitely something. We talk about anise being a flavor in black licorice, but that's that kind of glowing aftertaste. I feel like what I'm tasting here is that intro into the black licorice taste, the tart that takes me down into the blackness of the black licorice, and that's actually what I'm getting here, which is a lot more like a seed husk of sorts.
I've had 3 sips of this wine. My tongue's already turned purple.
Am I purple?
Not quite yet, but it's getting there.
Well, yeah, maybe I need another sip. 1, 2, 3, right? See if I can find some other fun facts about this grape. It's definitely a Vinus vinifera.
Yeah, of course it is. It's grapes.
Yeah, well, just to say that this is not like some new hybridized grape. No, this is an old Mediterranean grape. I mean, this thing precedes. There's Tempranillo that could be made with this, and still people would think it was just Tempranillo.
I think, isn't Bobal normally used as a blending grape as well?
Mm-hmm. The grapiness in this reminds me a little bit characteristics of a Zinfandel. However, it just doesn't get into the full fruit flavor. It's like it jumps back into that woody structure kind of thing.
I do have a crab leg injury.
You'd like to report an injury?
Yeah, I had one of those spines get me when my fingers were all pruned up.
I believe last week on the show you asked if I would need gloves for the crab shucking.
I know, right?
Maybe it was you.
However, just the one spot. But
you were required gloves when you grabbed an empty plate and took it up to the buffet. Yeah. When you asked for 4 clusters at once.
No, I only asked for 3. Now there's the one lady. I love the one lady because she read the directions. She said, "I want 4 clusters, please." And the girl behind the counter says, "We normally only do 3." She says, "It says right here on this sign. If you want more, ask for more. I'm asking for more."
So you mentioned the thing about the goat's path, and this gets into something I've noticed here in one of the notes. That true to form, the color is best. The best wines are deep, soft color. Yes, I do get soft, but deep. Just dark, like a very
you can't
purpley.
See through that wine.
Yeah,
I'm going straight at the.
Traditionally, Bobal was used in the production of bulk wine. So think about this, Rob. However,
I mean, I probably put this glass in front of the sun.
Producers in higher altitudes. Okay, we're talking 800 meters and higher, which for those of us, that's a half a mile, basically, at least. Okay, above sea level. They have wines that are taken more seriously. I'm with the Goat's Path name. I'm really wondering, is this a wine that hails from that higher elevation? There's definitely just the dirtiness of it, the crumbling dirt type flavor. Like I just feel like there's
there's an earthiness there. I agree with you. Crumbling dirt.
And not just
flavor.
even like our amphora aged. I just feel like that's ultra. Just think about that. Using the soil of wines grown in to actually support the vessel it's aged in. That's cradle.
I dig this wine. This is I'm a big Spanish red wine drinker. This is a different take on Spanish reds. However, it still has all that push of your big tannins, your big juicy fruit. And Nick is doing something right now that I really want to do.
I'm introducing some of that sharp cheese.
I want to get in on there with the...
Yeah, just as I thought. The sharp cheese really opens up that fruit, brings in that plummy end that Rob and I suspected the tannin structure was kind of locking up. How long ago did you open this bottle?
I actually opened it at 8 o'clock.
So you did give some breathing time.
It a little bit of time to breathe, yes.
I wouldn't call that decent. I would just say breathing at that point. If you said, an hour or so, that's decent breathing, you know. I've heard a lot of people, their preference for serving Spanish wine is to pull the cork, immediately decant.
Yeah. This could probably
Put
stand
it
to be
in a
decanted.
table vessel or something, and pour it as the table wine. Oh, speaking of, if I say something plain like table wine, I kind of am curious on price now. Am I faux pas with a statement like that, or is this reasonably something I could put on the table with my friends, family? Like, what kind of price are we talking?
Let me get in on this real quick, and I'll get back to you on the price. So the sweetness of the red pepper jam or jelly knocks those tannins out. However, the fruit and the wine itself holds up to the cheese and the salami.
Absolutely, that cheese, especially that one of the cheeses, a little sharper,
I'm not sure what I've got over here.
a little firmer texture. I think this is a little sharper. So we might be looking at like a provolone and a type of Swiss, potentially a Gruyere. Typically, your provolone is going to be a little kinder to your white wines and northern Italian wines. But as we mentioned, this is an older Mediterranean grape.
That's definitely going to be a food wine.
And so there's all reason.
The fats of that salami are taking that, yeah.
Yeah, there's all reason
Really
to
nice.
believe that this is basically, could I say it, is this the Spanish Sangiovese?
I don't want to.
Sangiovese being a grape that's at the heart of Italian wine, up and down.
So you asked price. And you want to know if this is a table wine. I'm going to tell you that on the bottle they listed red wine, product of Spain. It's Crianza. It's aged in amphora. $16 a bottle.
Well, that is affordable. That's for not just, well, here's where I find out the value of our clients or not just our friendos, really. $16.99. Is this for my friends or is this for my family? And which one comes first?
Just flat 16 there.
I feel like I'd serve this to both. Yeah, I think so. I think the one with a little more yellow color to it.
Speaking of yellow, since the crab thing, my pea's been
Pea.
Drawn-
You're
drawn
talking about your pea now.
butter yellow.
You had the option to eat some vegetables with your dinner. Now, here's a few questions. I ate some spinach. Did you not see me eat spinach? You laugh. You jest. Because why?
Because you didn't like it.
No, my spinach was attached to an Oysters Rockefeller. Let's continue going on with this. I definitely ate some cereal grains as tightly as they were fried around potato wedges and calamari frita. Go on. There was cheese involved. And did I not have some garlic, some root crop with my white wine garlic sauce on my PEI?
Oh, and then the garlic butter that Josh got for the...
By the way, the PEI in the hot bin was about 10 times better than the PEI on ice. The best item on ice was definitely the crawfish. I did not like the green lipped. Those were...
Yeah, those were a little...
That's gamey. That is some stuff. Green
they were a
lipped.
little suspect.
Yeah.
At least we didn't get sick.
Yeah. What time was it before you ate again? I had a taco at 10:30. Followed it up with a
Last
bowl
night?
of ice cream,
Last night,
and then I went deaf.
I didn't eat till like 4:30 this afternoon.
I'd already eaten 4 times by then.
I think I had a Snickers, like a little small Snickers, and that was it.
Well, it's fair to say you may have bested me at the buffet, but I see what's going on here. No, really, it was a great time. I encourage anyone who works in food service, go out with a couple members of your work staff to somewhere else that serves food. It
And
doesn't
just
have to be a great place.
And just casually mention to the server that you also are food and beverage.
Yeah, you might
She will
get some
spend-
extra iced teas,
She will
or
spend,
not.
Yeah. She will spend all of her time at your table, all of her free time at your table talking to you. and then
Because she knows you
bringing
have cash in your pocket.
and then bringing waters to everybody but me. Because
I will be honest, if she's wondering, and we're listening right now, why I didn't put that extra 50 cents on my tip. It was the iced tea. I really needed another iced tea.
so everybody at the table except for Josh ordered sweet tea.
And I didn't order it to go. Okay.
And everybody had it like in front of them at first. And then the second round came. I still had sweet tea, and everybody's glass got filled with water.
Rob, I'm going to go on a limb. I'm going to try
And then she
pickled
brought me a
okra
whole
with
new
this
thing of
wine.
sweet tea.
Yeah, he might as well have just had the whole pitcher in front of him. That's how I felt it was all. And besides, where did you find that dish that you put your butter in? Oh, the rest of us had 1 ounce ramekins. You had like a 4 ounce soup dish. It was a soup bowl. There's your
Rob,
answer.
don't play around.
A soup bowl of ghee.
Not right around. I didn't have to get any more butter, did you? But you guys did.
Twice.
There you go.
Once because it genuinely got cold. Once because I ran out.
And I was like, just pour some more on top
Now,
of mine.
I will say like 6 or 7 times, and she was a sweetheart. Don't get me wrong.
No, I liked our waitress.
She did think we were saying, can you bring us lemons? She would say yes and never show up with them, which I'm starting to think there's a little thing going on there. Because if you squeeze lemon on seafood, I can eat like a whole nother tray. Oh, let's see.
This wine, I like it. I like it a lot.
Would you eat this with seafood?
No,
Okay.
this is definitely going to be a meaty, fatty food wine.
The grape does translate as head of the bowl. So some cabeza, some lengua de vaca,
Some beef cheeks, some
oxtail,
tongue.
some skirt steak. Dude, let's find something edible.
Yeah, it's going to take.
Some beef tripes.
All right, Josh.
Did Josh comment in?
No, but
You found someone who thinks they're a Josh.
You, Josh, and Tripe.
Oh,
I mean, Tripe's okay. I don't go to it on a regular basis.
you're just supposed to crumple a bag when I do that tonight.
Lisa said duck. Yes, I could definitely see duck with this.
Roasted, the fattiness of the duck would
Yep.
definitely impress
And
me.
not
and the
necessarily
sweetness.
Like cooked in the duck fat, not confit, but just a roasted duck. I can definitely
Am
see
I
that.
wrong? Is there like in coastal Spain? Is there like a goose that they like to hunt?
That I don't know.
I would say for those people who don't know, check out the movie La Caza or La Casa, which translates as the hunt, not the house. That's a Zeta. And it's about Salvador Dali taking Federico Lorca.
Didn't you tell us this story the other day?
Every so often when we drink a fine coastal Andalusian wine with
Like we had the other day.
aged in amphora, yes. I'm just saying it's a good watch. I believe they're hunting rabbit in that as well, by the way. So what do you think about rabbit with this?
Rabbit season.
We talked about very marbled meat, but rabbit's notoriously lean. And I'm thinking about this desert environment we're talking about. What do you think? Rabbit? I could see duck.
Yeah.
So you know what duck and rabbit both have in common? Despite not having anything in common about the meat structure, the fat content, they both elicit a sweetness out of them when you eat them.
I'm gonna say goat, since we've been talking about goat.
Well, it's Caprasia. It's the goat's path. Absolutely. And your cue is the link with the cheese. Anytime you start getting that link like that. I mean, wine and cheese is cliche, but Robin and I are trying to communicate a very specific thing about the way cheese is interacting with this wine. It's down to a chemical level.
Also, I think Lisa's agreeing with you on the combination of duck and rabbit.
We could do
She also said goat or even lamb. I agree with that.
rabbit stuffed dough.
And Gene chimed in with tripe face boogie. Look it up.
Tripe face boogie. Wow. He's talking about cooking a cattle head. I'm pretty
Is he?
sure. I'm pretty sure that's
Or is he talking about a
like just another song.
just another song? Well, not just another song because Gene has some good like musical background, so it's not just another song. It's probably a like a deep track.
Sorry, that's just the Chicago in me coming out. Just another park, just another Sunday.
We're putting the band back together.
We are actually.
So okay,
What do we want to know? What do we want to acknowledge? What do we want to investigate further?
I'm gonna say, hey, Jess Walburn knocked it out of the park on our charcuterie trade.
Absolutely fabulous. Big shout out.
Absolutely love you.
Big shout out
and
to Dave Leffler with the
I have
call
no
in.
problem that Josh isn't here to enjoy it because I'm enjoying it twice as much for him.
I actually got friendoed twice tonight. I made a joke
Yeah.
about the friendos, and then
had-
they magically showed up.
You had your
Clint
comedian
Xavier
friend,
on the
and then,
yeah.
and then Dave Leffler. That name sounds so familiar.
Ugh. Well, anybody who's been down in Swanee, Tennessee, would know, and that's why he cleanly will talk about the difference between. He lives in Atlanta now.
Well, that's why I was asking about Swanee because
He's
apparently
like-
there's a
he's
new
a
brewery
shorty
opening up
cider.
in an old firehouse.
Yep, and he was
In
talking.
Sewanee.
I think he briefly mentioned it. It just kind of crosshairs on that one. Asheville brew scene. Just anybody in between anything I just mentioned, like great time spent at anything Wicked Weed or
I'm glad I had a light.
really like all of them. I'm thinking in particular Green Man right now, just
Oh, yeah,
because.
Green Man.
Yeah. They were kind of the first to hijack the Wicked Weed crew.
I'm so glad I ate a light dinner.
I don't know. Jessica Walburn, thank you. The cheese was amazing tonight. So
Gene said exactly, and Just Another Sunday is a related title.
I did it again. This is why he wants me to see that band. We're talking about Little Feet, everyone. So
For those of you who are wondering, they're just checking in to see if Josh is here and then checking off. Yeah, we kicked him off. We won't.
Yeah.
No. He'll be back.
he said things about the unmentionable. No, he said unmentionable thing. No,
Actually, I think he'll be back next week.
yeah.
He actually said since Monday is 2 days ahead of Wednesday, and Wednesday's supposed to be the end of his sobriety thing, so he might just make Monday the end of it on the show and take an extra day off at the end of the week. I don't know how he's going to justify it, but it's Josh.
There's a good chance, if that's the case, the day he takes off is Tuesday following the show.
Okay.
I don't know how to count, but I know how to drink this Caprasia.
So I'll tell you what. Why don't we go ahead and do our rating of
I'm liking this
Dr.
wine
Dank.
as we get into this, just more and more. I will say that. True with anyone. Dr. Dank was fabulous. Wicked Weed did a great job of renewing an old label for us. And it's clear their intention from the get was that exact thing. We were told they were retooling, if not even the word was
Lieutenant. Oh,
no
vamping.
doctoring.
Oh, okay.
Now look at it. It's Dr. Dank. It's not Lieutenant Dank. He's gone to grad school. He's back from war, and he's gone for more. He got his doctorate. He's officially Mr. Dr. Dank, and he's brought back some fruits from the Pacific Theater. I think it's good. It's really smooth. It's got the haze, classic haze, which I'm estimating, and this is where you need to start rattling wrappers, Rob, comes from a combination of a
Well, I'm not gonna
lacto
interrupt your rating.
with the fruit puree brewing with also just flaked whole cone hop. So it's a kind of a suspension mind gaze haze. Didn't taste the oat. They could be telling me later, oh, there was oat flake in there, but you know.
What rank? What rating are you going to give?
So you want thumbs on this one?
Yeah, why not? We normally do it.
All right. This is tough to do. This is really tough because we had a lot of controversy about Wicked Weed remaining relevant on the local 1-7, Rob.
Well, 1-7. All right. I think even, I think Dave Leffler and I were having a similar
A tete-a-tete, if you will.
I think before his call came through, I was saying that I think maybe locally they've lost some of their,
Turns out that's kind of true.
since AB InBev. But I think that they are probably a beer tourist type destination. So their brew house is probably not hurting at all.
So is this a beer perfectly engineered for our palate in the place and point we are right now?
I'm going to say that I think that AB InBev might have said, hey, you have all of these super danky hopped IPAs.
Yeah.
How about taking one of your main ones? How about retooling it so that
Flaking it, if you will.
so that other people that don't like super big hop can feel comfortable drinking it.
I felt comfortable drinking, and I love hops.
I'm going to tell you, $3.50 for a pint can.
Oh, that just brought your number up.
Of 8.7 ABV.
Yep.
The passion fruit, the tangerine definitely comes through on the flavor. Knocks that hop. Lieutenant Dank used to be like super coney hoppy. I mean, pine coney.
Oh, ridiculous!
Yeah.
Like leaf, like after a leaf. It was your autumn bio of hop leaves.
I think this Dr. Dank here, I'm going to go 1.75. Woo! I like this a lot. This is something that could
You
show
officially just like the double IPA more than I did.
That's something that could show up in my 6-pack. I think they did a good job. I think whoever decided to retool that made the right call. They don't have to do it with every one of their beers by any means.
Are you telling me that it's possible that a grand local, okay, you know what I mean by a grand local, a successful local brand, could even improve some of their labels with the help of corporate participation?
Quite possibly.
I'm gonna burn all my college papers tonight.
I mean, I just think that whoever came up with the plan to take one of their main lines and say, hey, let's make it drinkable for everybody.
Yeah, that's a good call.
I mean, I think that was.
I'm with you, Rob, and thank you for giving it such a good note because I know it's IPA and it's a difficult category for you. But the drinkability overall was just.
Oh yeah, I mean, it went down quick, easy.
It
went with food.
Pint can 8.7 goes with food.
I went looking for more
things at the office type food. Yeah. I could see that with a Cali wrap.
Oh yeah,
honestly, add jalapenos. What else did we do tonight?
Caprasia. So we had Caprasia, a 100% Bobal, Crianza N4. I want to make sure I got that right. This is a grape that I'm almost 100% positive. This is normally a blending grape.
They said bulk wines normally, but that high altitude reserve.
And but this is showing classic Spanish red to me. Big, bold tannins. The nose comes across big, bright, ripe fruit. And then in the palate, there's still the ripe fruit right before those tannins hit you. And those tannins hit you and they smack you in the face. So this is definitely a wine that you're going to want to decant or open early. I think this is also a wine that if you just do a sacrilegious thing and don't drink all of it in one night, it'll probably last for a few days. I'm going to give this guy a 1.6.
1.6. Wow, you're gonna
echo the dollar amount of $16.
Oh boy, I'm tempted to go so many directions. I haven't really thought about the framing of this. Rob, there's a good chance I feel exactly the way about this wine about 1 point of this, which is the score 1-6. And this may be where we give it the 10% test, which is basically, is it priced at a point that it gets thumbs up at its price level? And so it's a $16 bottle of wine and it scores a 1.6. That's a buy all day.
Yeah.
That will not fail. One of my favorite parts of this wine, which we discussed the amphora as this positive, but let me just take away something, since everybody's always looking for some takeaways. Take away the oak barrel. And
There's no vanilla in it at all.
still have a wine that is just aged with muted ripe tannins, and it's table ready to go with food, but it doesn't have to go with food. Just nibbler. It does apparently land well with some tapas. Mm-hmm. I'm thinking the Manchego cheese would really just be that's like the Swiss of Spanish cheeses, is what people say. I'm a big fan. I like the label. I like the bottle. I like the presentation. I like the price. I like the taste. I like the color. I like the flavor. It's amazing I'm saying as low as 1.6. Why? Well, there's just the earthiness to it, and then it just mutes and stops. And so it's not a 2.0 wine. Don't buy this thinking you're going to like tear the pants off your best wine buddies. No, but you will definitely get great reception at an hors d'oeuvre party.
Yeah, I mean, there are wines that are definitely going to stand up better. We had some Spanish wines this past week that were...
We were getting into... we have the Sergio, the 17, and that's Penedès.
Yeah.
So, altitude could mean everything. And I really want to explore further when we talk about the goat's path that is Caprasia. It may be a path of peace. Is it the high altitude pass in that valley? I don't know about that.
So I think that's going to bring us to the end of it. When Jessica's bringing something up on the tail end. Manchego is delicious. I almost bought some, but wasn't sure if it would be too OP. Let me tell you, ain't nobody hating on Manchego, okay?
I would age some Manchego in Caprasia and call it a deal.
Yeah, I'd probably dunk the Manchego in the Caprasia.
I might try that for my next mac and cheese now that we mentioned it. Is that a thing, Rob?
No, it's not, because you just do it this way.
Is that a thing?
All right.
Let's see. There's some stuff Josh would say right now.
Josh, take it away.
I think that you should comment, then subscribe in that order.
Jessica says I made it a thing. All right, well, I made it a thing. So if you are not watching us on Facebook Live and you're going to watch us on the second run of YouTube.
Oh, YouTube. That
is. Page of What Are You Drinking Now?
You want to actually know what it looked like when you said that thing and what happened.
Yeah. So YouTube, our page is What Are You Drinking Now? And if you want to watch us there, please like, comment, and subscribe.
We'll get it up in like an hour and a half after we finish this bottle of wine.
Take quite that long. But let us know there after watching the show or while watching the show what you like, dislike, what you're drinking, what you want us to drink, what you want us to shut up about. Hell, if you want us to go away. Whatever. We may or may not pay attention to you. But at least we know what you're looking for. Like, comment, subscribe on that one, and just give the mad likes on the Facebook Live. And hopefully we'll get some comments from some of our brewery and maybe our winery that we did tonight.
Also, Josh, we missed you tonight. We wish you great journey with what you're doing. We can't wait to see you next week.
That's right. Even though I got tired, I got tired of seeing him tonight. No, not really. I'm just kidding. Yes. So we will hopefully see Josh back in full swing next week. And, I'm not going to give him a hard time about doing something that he feels he needs to do, once a year. Just to clean out. So
About that pepper jelly.
pepper jelly is rocking, Jessica. Thank you. All right, with that, we're going to leave, and we will talk to you later. Take care.